What's going on, Tucker, man? How are you?
Pretty good.
Good,
Happy
good.
to be here.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you for coming on Let's Talk About It podcast, YouTube, man. Some good stuff are happening. So, and I'm happy here to show you the new reveal of our new logo here. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Made the
It's
switch.
looking nice,
Yeah,
looking
thank you,
nice.
thank you, thank you.
Almost as good looking as you.
I appreciate the compliments, man. So, tell me a little about who you are. Right, you work for Sotheby's, right?
Yes.
Sotheby's, excuse me. Let me get it right.
Yeah, Sotheby's. Yeah, so I'm part of Prominent Properties Sotheby's International Realty, which
Okay.
is an affiliate of the overarching Sotheby's International Realty in Summit, New Jersey. But then I'm also part of the main Sotheby's International Realty in Manhattan.
So you hold the best of both worlds, right? New York
Yeah.
and New Jersey, right?
Basically Hannah Montana.
That's what's up. So, as it relates to Sotheby, do you deal with a lot of international clients?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's as many international clients as kind of you would expect. Not all my clients aren't international clients.
Right.
We are an international brand, so that does kind of help with people reaching out.
Right.
I had someone reach out through social media where she is from China. She's going to school in Colombia, and she was looking for a rental. And so she actually specifically reached out to me, not only because she kind of liked the content that I was pushing out there, but she knew the brand. So that did really help.
So social media was a driver.
Yeah.
It's safe to say that,
Yeah.
right?
And then
Okay.
I guess Sotheby's kind of hammered it home, you know?
Okay, so you mentioned social media. When I met you through social media. You do a lot of commentary as you profile the home on these various channels. Can you tell me how have you leveraged social media to empower your growth?
So basically my, I guess, strategy is to push out these kind of home tour videos, whether it's an apartment tour, townhouse tour, or, you know, a single family home in the suburbs. And I kind of try to emphasize the best parts about these homes so that it gets maybe people talking about it in the comments, or they share it to friends to
Right.
kind of, you know, increase the exposure of the specific property. So that's why other agents will let me film their listings, because ultimately it's helping the seller. And then these people will reach out for more info, and they'll say, hey, what property is this? And then I'll basically say, if you want to know more, you got to DM me your contact information, and then we can, you know, hop on a call.
Okay, so it's fair to say you're collaborating with other partners
Yes.
in your field to get the influence of warm leads, right? Is that
Yeah.
fair to say that? Okay.
Yeah, because, I mean, I'm trying to put out at least 3 different house tours per week. And
3. That's a lot.
I don't have that many listings to be,
Right.
you know, putting that out. I mean, how many would that be a month?
But
12.
you got to be a heavy hitter to be
Yeah.
putting something that out. But that goes to show you, right? If you don't have the inventory on your end, at least you're reaching out to others within the industry and asking, hey, if you're not doing such and such with this, would you mind me coming in and doing what I do, which is the whole commentary, the voiceover, the video, what makes sense and what draws attention to one thinking about moving in or renting, right? Because you do
Yeah, I do
rental,
both.
you do okay. So that's good stuff, man. Look, it's not easy. Some in this industry, sometimes some are scared to ask
Yeah.
how to collaborate on someone else's property to profile. And the good thing is too, right? You are a Gen Z, right? Is it fair to say that?
Yeah, I think
Oh, you're on the cusp, or how is it?
I'm on the edge.
On the
I don't
edge?
know.
Okay.
I think based on, I guess, the stereotype.
The stereotype. Okay, okay.
I'd say that I'm Gen Z.
Gen Z. Okay.
Yeah.
So you add a little flavor, I would
Yeah,
say,
yeah.
right to it, right? to some of those who've been doing it for a long time, call Tucker, and I'm like, got you, right? I'm gonna take care of it.
Yeah.
Put you out there on social media. So how has social media helped you do what you do best? I mean, you talk about the commentary and the videos, but what else do you do within social media to help grow your business?
Well, so it's mainly about pushing out those videos, but then every time somebody, comments, or, anytime someone comments, I
Right.
will reach out to them, either respond to their comment and say, sometimes I'll get someone that will say, oh, my part of the country is better because, you know, I mean, it's expensive here.
Right.
East Coast, New Jersey, New York City.
Yeah.
And so occasionally you'll get people saying, oh, for that amount of money, I could get this near me.
Right.
And, you know, it's easy for someone to say, okay, well, you're not relevant to me,
Okay.
so I'm not going to talk to you. But I'll still message them saying, oh, where do you live? And then they'll tell me about it. And then I'll try and say, hey, I know somebody in your area that could help you out. And I'll even try to get, you know, a referral opportunity
Okay.
out of social media. So it's not just about people directly asking for me to help them, but I go out of my way to figure out ways that I could help them. That
So you're
they didn't.
you're facilitating as much as you can,
Yeah.
right? Because you're getting your information out there, you're getting your name out there, and plus, you do have time. So why not just expand it as much as you can, right, to grow your portfolio? You never know
Yeah.
who you meet through social media, right?
Yeah,
All you need is that
exactly.
one person. Next thing you know, that can change your whole life as it comes to listings and so on and so forth, right?
Yeah, definitely.
It's good stuff. So, as a lead magnet, right? I know there are various platforms on social media. You have YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. Did I miss something? On LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Out of all of them, which one do you find your strongest return on investment?
I would say Instagram.
Okay.
Um,
Reason being,
so YouTube's great.
right,
All of these platforms, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, because YouTube now has shorts,
right,
TikTok is basically Instagram Reels, so you can repurpose the content very easily.
right,
And I've noticed that YouTube is a lot nicer with giving you views because they're trying to compete with these other more established platforms. So if you post a YouTube short, if I were to post the same reel on Instagram and get 20,000 views, if I post something on YouTube, it would get 50,000 views.
okay,
But in terms of conversion,
right,
there's no real easy way for someone to reach out to you directly on YouTube.
I
So
see.
that becomes more difficult because then they'd have to go on their profile, on your profile, then
It's another
scroll
step
down,
that they
press
have to
the
do.
link.
Right, right,
Yeah.
right, right.
Where
Okay.
Instagram, it's as simple as, this is great, let me DM you directly from that post.
Right, I see what you're saying. So I guess, well, I don't want to guess, but I'm assuming. Well, I guess assuming it's the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Is it fair to say that?
Educated.
Yeah. Is it fair to say that YouTube is more of a resource library,
Yeah.
right? Because your information is there, it's stored there, it's funneling what you think can potentially grow, and then by the way, you can have a long format to help, give a more definitive layout of the property.
Yeah. So I will say long form, that is something that I have been slacking on. I am trying to, get better at that. I used to put out long form 10-minute videos of an in-depth house tour.
Right.
It's just one of those videos takes a considerable longer amount of time to film, edit, and put together than one video that I'm recording on my phone. And so I do think those, over time, that is the best way to kind of create almost a parasocial relationship where, I've talked about it with you,
Right,
not
yeah.
on the podcast, but
Outside of this,
yeah,
we talked
outside
about
of
you. Right,
this,
right. We
where
talked about it.
we talked about these people reaching out. They're warm.
Right.
They feel like they know me because I'm making these videos where I'm talking, I'm showing my face, and I think doing long form content is like that on steroids.
Right.
Where someone's watching that, they really get to know you.
Right, because you once they capture what you're trying to say or what you are saying, right, they feel like, okay, this makes sense. I want to hear more, and
Yeah.
it's time, right? Because you have to ask yourself, how much are you going to put behind the video
Yeah.
to make sure that you get a return on it. Sometimes it's hit or miss too, depending on the style of the house, the location. So there's so many different factors, and I'm one that if you do it for one, you do it for all, right? So
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you feel the same way. That's why you're a little hesitant with the long form, because imagine doing long form for every single listing
Yeah.
you have, right? That's awesome. But the good thing is, if you do really well in this world of real estate, you can hire somebody to do some of
Yeah.
that stuff for you, right? So you're grinding right now. So you're doing everything on your own, right? This is all this information you're getting regarding the algorithms and so on and so forth. You're learning this stuff on your own, right?
Yeah.
It's fair to say, right? You're not hiring you're not paying anyone to do this for you.
Yeah, so it's a lot of trial and error. Just,
Right.
You know, you see what posts do well and what may have caused that to happen. I also, you know, follow people that are kind of in similar situations as me where they're trying to put out the same kind of content. And if I notice that someone maybe has a similar, you know, amount of followers as me,
Right.
but their videos are doing better than me, then I kind of look to see maybe there's something that they're doing differently. I recently had one where I noticed this one person that is trying to do the same thing as me. They added in their comments at the very bottom keywords,
Okay.
not hashtags, but underneath hashtags, keywords, where it was New York City real estate, New York City real estate agent, New York City apartments, and just listing out words.
Okay.
And I noticed an exponential jump in the amount of reach that my posts were getting just from implementing that one change.
So is it fair to say you took out the hashtags and you actually just put the word there, and all of a sudden that person engagement was far much better than yours, and you included hashtags in your post, correct?
Yes. So
Wow.
I used to only do hashtags.
Right.
Now I'll take hashtags and then I'll also put a bunch of keywords just about me.
Just about you. Okay.
Yeah.
How is TikTok treating you?
TikTok is probably my least followed platform.
Okay.
I only have 650 followers on YouTube. I have 5.5K, and Instagram almost 3.5.
Right.
But interestingly enough, I've had a good amount, even though it's my least followed platform, I've had a good amount of people reach out. And I've gotten way more people reaching out from TikTok than YouTube. That's kind of why I say YouTube, the conversion's just not really there.
Okay. Look.
Oh,
No, go ahead. No, speak to it, man.
Yeah.
Look, people are gonna know who you are. People want to
Yeah.
know how to find out what you're doing and how you're going about it. And you've been through the trials and tribulations of social media, right? And this is
Yeah.
what's working for you. So when we put this out, some are gonna want to know how to do it, and maybe you're creating a shortcut. You're not gonna give away all your gems, right?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you're gonna make it. You're gonna compliment.
Now, Absalom, too. I was like, do
No,
I-
right. No. You look. You won't. This is it's survival out here. You do what you do, and if it makes sense, it makes sense. But by providing tidbits, it's up to that individual to decide what they want to do with it, right? So
Yeah.
just you get general with it, give a little bit of something, and then
Yeah.
let them do the work. But you've done your homework, because I'm pretty sure you've put so much time into this, man. This is not easy.
Yeah.
I'm realizing with some of my content, right? I'm fortunate enough now I have someone now to help me do this social media stuff, because it's time consuming, right? And you have to ask yourself, what do you want to do and what are you strong at doing?
Yeah.
And it's because you're doing it by yourself and you have not made enough income yet. You just have to do what you got to do, right? It's what
Yeah.
it is. But hopefully this time next year, we're not talking about me doing it. You're talking about, yo, Jim, I got like 2-3 people working on my stuff. I'm
Yeah.
blowing up. You know what I'm saying? That's what you want, right? That's the end goal, right?
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
I'd have to be less of a perfectionist. I feel like I'd have real trouble delegating, because I'd want to be in charge of editing, and then that would take up my time.
You got to learn that part.
Yeah.
It's just what it is. You got to learn that part. Delegation is important because there's only so much time in a day
Yeah.
to grow your business. And if you're spending that much time where you're not strong at, it's just you exactly what you're doing. You're taking up time, right? So you just gotta switch that up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
As it relates to your leads or your posts, are you what are you doing for that? Are you sometimes going organic, or are you going sponsor, or are you doing the combine of both?
So I do it completely organic.
Okay.
I think I'm just I'm a paranoid person in general.
Okay.
I have none of my passwords are the same. I have a locked Excel sheet with every single password.
Wow.
And I've never written down the password to that locked Excel sheet.
Okay.
So
That's something new.
Yeah.
He changes his password. So good luck with you trying to infiltrate his world, right?
Yeah. You're not, you know, those people that trick you into giving your Instagram
Right.
stuff. Nah, that's
No.
never going to happen to me.
Okay.
Knock on wood.
Okay.
But, you know, I just lost my.
No, go ahead. Go right. You're saying your security passwords and your organic reach,
Oh, yeah.
right?
So I'm part of a real estate mastermind.
Okay.
And a lot of it has to do with social media because the person that runs it has a huge meme account,
Okay.
real estate memes, and he generated
I didn't know that existed.
Yeah, it's
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, should I plug it or?
Go ahead,
Okay.
plug
It's,
all the way, man.
Actually, Agents on Instagram.
Okay.
So they have a Discord where it meets once a week, and they just kind of talk about what's working, hold people accountable for stuff like cold calling. But and he's built his entire he has a network of thousands upon thousands of real estate agents solely from posting Instagram memes where they joke about how real estate agents they have to get that white BMW and like they're maxing out their Macy's credit card. And
Okay.
yeah, I don't know, but it's pretty funny, and so he's able to leverage that and turn it into something tangible.
Okay.
Yeah, and
No, hey, look, I didn't know about I know about stock memes, right?
Yeah.
I didn't know there was a real estate meme.
yeah,
But hey, look, I learned this today, so I'm cool with it.
yeah. But I guess so. Going back to the paranoid part,
Right.
during one of those masterminds, one of the people that has been very successful with it
Mm-hmm.
was very adamant about the idea that if you pay for any sort of advertisements on those platforms, it signals to the platform that you are willing to pay for those views. And so they'll see you pay for the views, and then they'll say, oh, well, if we tank this guy's organic views, then they'll just pay for more ads.
I see.
I mean, it's not backed by any real,
Right.
no one's on.
You haven't
at work-
sourced that.
yeah,
You just heard of it, right? You haven't
Yeah.
sourced it, but you've heard of it.
And so
I'm
I don't
sh-
want to risk it.
Right. No, but I'm sure the algorithms, there are things in there to see what you're doing, right? Obviously, they know what we're doing, so
Yeah.
it makes sense if they had to, feel like if they can make more money sponsoring, why not, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's totally, it makes sense, like I said, because the algorithms are in there for a reason, right? They're controlling what is going out there and what's staying in, right? So it's what it is.
Yeah.
But that's good stuff that you talk about social media. And the reason why I wanted you to wanted you to come on to this podcast specifically is because I know what you're doing on social media. There's a lot of I like your call to action. I like your storytelling, describing the property, giving that visual for one to just take it all in, like
Yeah.
you just said. So it's good stuff.
Yep.
I will ask, what do you do? So you got the best of both worlds. We were in the green room, right?
Yeah.
You mentioned that you was in Bushwick.
Yes. Yeah.
No offense. You in Bushwick, right? Back in the days, Bushwick was a little different for us, right? It was just like you just couldn't go there in these neighborhoods. That goes to show you how gentrified it's become now, right?
Yeah.
With some of the areas that are growing, with the new development, and I think I've seen new development, and what else is going on? With new department stores actually going in there now. So some good stuff happening, man.
Yeah. It's definitely gotten very trendy.
Right.
You'll see, I don't know, just even the outfits people wear, everybody's dripped out.
You ain't with it?
Yeah, no, I mean, I try my best.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
trying to get like them. But, yeah, I'm not wearing a suit when I'm there.
Okay.
But, I dress, I guess, for the occasion. And I do like to dress that way when I'm kind of just, by myself.
Okay.
I got the wide leg pants,
Okay.
I know that's, how do you feel about that trend? Have you
Well,
seen
when I
it?
was when I was your age, a tad bit younger, going into Bushwick, when I said you, meaning your age, because I would go in there like, I felt like I would, you know, I had to have a shield on because I felt I was gonna get robbed because I
Oh,
wasn't from that area.
okay.
So in my growing up, Brooklyn's is many sections, and we knew that part. If you weren't from there, you had to walk a certain way. You had to have a certain profile. You had to have a family member, and so on and so forth. But now it's changed so much where someone as young as you can walk in there, and I'm not saying nothing will happen, but it's a little safer than when I was going through
Yeah.
my come up, right? So that's why I said you particularly, because of how the demographics has changed that area. Public transportation has grown, and now they've put bike lanes now, right?
Yeah.
So there's so many different things that are happening. They essentially gentrified that whole area, and it's a good thing. For some, it's a challenge because of you price certain communities out of it now, right? But at the end of the day, this is the direction the city's taking. So either you're with it or you're not. It's
Yeah. I mean, I will say, going through there, it still feels very diverse.
right.
in
Yeah.
terms of-
Right.
And I don't know, just everyone seems friendly there.
Yeah.
Um,
Now, I promise you, it wasn't like that. I mean, unless you knew, you had family members there. But other than that, it was like, nah, you on your own. If it's what it is, it's what it is.
yeah.
But you don't live that world anymore, so you're good. Um, so talking about what are some of the things you like to do outside of real estate, right? I know I see you go a lot between New York and New Jersey, and I know you reside in New Jersey. But what are some of the restaurants or things you like to do when you're not doing real estate?
When I'm not, I try to work as much as I can.
Okay,
So
I love the
mean,
hungry attitude.
Yeah. I mean, when I'm not working, I'm probably just hanging out with my girlfriend.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I like to, I like to go hiking a lot.
Okay.
I'll explore the New Jersey's. They have a ton of great hiking spots.
Okay, we're
and
off
then-
at 80 or
I know there's
whereabouts?
the one by the Delaware Water Gap that has that insane view, but it's
that's
so
off at 80. Yeah, right, right,
Yeah.
right. Okay.
That one you can only do like once a month because you got to recover for like.
He said he got to recover.
Yeah.
I'm not into hiking, but I know a couple of people that I rock with, and they're into hiking. So I'm pretty sure I'll share that with them. Where you go over there off at 80 to
Yeah.
hike. That's good stuff.
And then, what do you do? What do you like to do for fun?
Man, it's just podcasting and mortgage related, right? I try to stay in touch with the current news, see how things are moving, and what does the outlook look like. Given the climate of interest rates, you always have to have your pulse on it, right? Making sure that when someone is moving forward with their mortgage application, what does that look like to them for today, tomorrow, and a couple years from now? So I'm always just making sure I'm reading, spending time with the family, and spending time with the family and staying in current news. My daughters, they got a lot going on, so I'm forever traveling. So when I am home, it feels good, but yeah, the kids take up a lot of my time.
Okay.
Like good stuff, yeah.
It's a good thing.
It's a good thing, yeah. So
Yeah.
the good thing about it is I'm appreciating the times that I have right now with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk about your school for a second. So I know a good friend of mine. He went to your school. What's the name of the school you went to?
The Ohio State University.
So do you have a thing against Michigan?
Yes. But,
Okay.
I know there's people that hate
Yes, I know
all
them.
Michigan fans.
I
Yeah.
know them.
I-
I'll plug his name. Actually, his name is
Yeah.
Drew Thompson.
Okay.
He's a coach at Rio.
Okay.
He's an avid of the Ohio State, and you mentioned Michigan. He's like, whoa, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like so he's deeply into hating Michigan, and so that's what I said when when I was speaking to you, and you were in the green room. We were not speaking to you. When we were in the green room, we were talking about which school you went to, and I was like, you went to the Ohio State.
Yeah.
I know somebody who shares those same share that same education background,
Yeah.
and they have that against them.
Yeah, I mean, it's always fun
Right.
I like to hate, but I'm not actually mad you went to that school. But I like the rivalry, you know. Those games are always ridiculous. I remember it's always a noon game, I'm pretty sure.
Right.
We would be up by 6 a.m., you know, just
Wow.
getting ready for the game. Tailgate starts at 8.
Wow. Yeah, you guys
Yeah.
are crazy. Them days, I don't do that no more. I think by 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, I'm going to bed, man.
Yeah.
It's a little different for me.
Yeah, it's different for me too.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that on the weekends. I
Them
got
cow-
showings.
Right. I hear you. Look, I appreciate your hustle. I love your energy. Like I said, much success to you. I forgot to mention, you should plug in your IG, your Instagram, all your social media on this podcast because I want people to follow you. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's Tucker Cannon Re, so RE real estate, and so
Okay.
yeah, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. You know, one of the things I'm trying to do is get more active on LinkedIn, but it's a completely different beast. So I'm just right now learning to see what works.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
But actually, I mean, I forgot to ask you. So I know this is completely segueing, but
It's all good.
yeah. So you know, we were talking all about how social media has helped me with my business, but how has the podcast been helping you? Have you been getting either more people reaching out, or maybe it's current clients that are deciding to watch your stuff, and then maybe they're more educated. It makes conversations easier.
That's a good question. So both ways, right? They're parallel, right?
Yeah.
They're working, have past clients looking at my stuff, and I have new clients looking at my stuff. The podcast has definitely kept me on top of my game because every time I bring someone on, I'm to know what I'm talking about in terms of what the events are happening with interest rates. So I'm always
Yeah.
reading and staying on top of this stuff, right? Two, it brings out the social butterfly in me, right? Because
Yeah.
you're seeing me on camera, you're seeing me at events, you're like, you can put two and two together, be like, oh, that's Jimmy Mortgage. He did the podcast, that's Jimmy Mortgage at this event. So
Yeah.
it's cultivating brand. And I'm doing it like you in an organic way, right? I'm not putting money on top of these things. I'm just being me. And the podcast allows me to do that because of the conversations I have with you and others. And then also like I said, it keeps me on top of my game because I don't know who's coming on and what kind of questions they're going to ask me, but I know when those questions are asked, I'm here to be like, boom, I know the answer, and
Yeah.
we're going to take it there. And then hopefully that goes into their funnel of however they use that content through my podcast, and we both grow from it. So I think it's doing very well for me. I'm happy about it. I appreciate all the things that are growing with my podcast. So I look to continue to do it some more.
Yeah. So was there, I guess maybe something that happened that you really sat down and said, this might be a great option for me? Because I mean, it does
Yeah.
seem like you are doing well. So
Thank you. No, it was right. I didn't want to go the traditional route of calling referral partners and saying, hey, such and such, I have such and such, and can you do such and such? Oh, I want to take you out for coffee or tea, or let's go, let's grab dinner. I didn't feel I was providing anything, just for the simple fact that what am I going to talk about? You know about some of the things that we do have, and the competition is so great. If you have partners already, it'd be hard for me to ask you to divorce them to come to me, because
yeah,
that's not cool. And I get it,
yeah,
because I wouldn't want that to happen to me. So I look for professionals like yourself who are looking to grow, or who have establishment, or where someone failed at their job and I'm here because they know of me, and someone growing, they're able to identify that. So I realized that making the calls was not going to get me where I needed to be. I feel like you need to see me. I need to see you. We need to understand what that looks like, because it means today, tomorrow, and for the future, right? Because um, that's how I absorb my relationships with anybody I work with. I want it to be lasting, right?
Yeah.
So the podcast allows me to do that. And I caught an epiphany during COVID when I realized the world has changed. Professionals like yourself are not coming into the office anymore. So what does it look like me coming with a box of donuts?
Well, so sorry. I do try to go to the office.
Oh, I mean, but I mean, right, you, like, if you took like, what the percentage is, how many people actually come into the office, right? Yeah, but not many was coming to the office. I'm like, look, what better way to reach professionals is through the mechanisms of social media.
Yeah.
Social media, newsletters. I feel like that enriches my growth. So that's what made me decide, like, man, let's just do this and go all in. My chips all into this. So I'm looking to see many opportunities, hopefully.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, gotta go.
Gotta go.
All or nothing.
You know, when you make that decision, there is no plan B.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because there's cost behind all this stuff, right? So,
Yeah.
and I'm leveraging that because I know I can produce at the end of it. So
Yeah.
this is where I'm at. This is what I'm going to do. And this is who I am, Jimmy Mortgage.
Yeah. Love that.
Thank you, man. Thank you. So I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule to come on the Let's Talk About It podcast, YouTube, man. I'm looking to see us do a lot more deals together, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's good stuff, man. Again, thank you so much, Tucker.
All right. Thanks for
Thank you.